the Farooq Islamic Center. Today, we heard loud and clear two of the three attackers and bombers of the Farooq Islamic Center in August of 2017. We heard the carnage and the sophisticated plan that was executed in order to drive all the way from Illinois and target this mosque, including leaving and not being on toll roads. We also learned today that this was an organized attack by a militia group known as Patriots for Freedom Fighters. We know that 3 of the defendants belong to that group, and it was also noted that there are 5 others that was mentioned who are not part of this case. We also learned today the process of them being radicalized, and the 2 defendants today were the ones who broke in the window and also threw the pipe bomb. Unfortunately, this incident, which happened in 2017, is not isolated. Our community has come under serious attack by white nationalist, white supremacist groups and militia groups across this country. We have had plots that have been foiled all over this country, including in Kansas, here in Minnesota, and we've just learned this week of another plot that was foiled in New York involving 4 defendants who wanted to massacre Muslims in that community. We have seen an increase of both lone wolf and militia activity targeting faith communities, including the Jewish community, and particularly here in the Muslim community. Today, listening to the plea agreement for all of us was horrifying, and a reality check of the nature of the attack and the amount of destruction that these men have created, including attacking a women's clinic, several Walmarts, as well as invasion of homes, in addition to the fact that one of the defendants, who's not part of the plea deal today, who was a former deputy sheriff, using that information to mask the group as police officers in incidents of home invasion. We are also today coming to the realization that unfortunately the idea of using a bomb was clarified for us by the 2 defendants, that they wanted to attack the Muslim community. They wanted for the Muslim community to fear, and they wanted the Muslim community to run away. And here today, we're here as a community. We're not going anywhere. We are more resilient than ever. And we want law enforcement and the current administration, as well as leaders in our communities, to recognize this growing threat and the serious nature of these groups and individuals who are currently threatening our community at every junction. We thank the law enforcement for their courageous effort to get to a resolution, and we look forward to the last defendant, who seems to be the masterminder and the radicalizer of this group, to also be to be charged and to face his charges. And finally, we also would like the sentencing for these individuals to be harsh and to be appropriate for the nature of chaos and carnage and threat that they have caused in both here in Minnesota as well as Illinois. We must send a strong message to individuals in our society today who are acting in this type of terrorizing and terroristic manner, threatening our communities. And now I would like to turn to Abdullah Farah, who is a leader at the Farooq Islamic Center.
Hello everyone, my name is Abdullah Farah, Abdulahi, last name Farah, Farah. As I listened today, my heart was pounding, my hands were sweating. It took me back to that day as a leader of the community, as also a father who have kids who attend the center, just thinking about, you know, the horrifying moments and that dark era sort of we went through after that terrorist attack, and really understanding the vivid details of what the men went through as they were traveling, avoiding tolls, you know, going to a gas station, buying the gasoline and all of that. It was really scary things, and also hearing about all the other attacks they have done. As a community, we've really went into repairing the sense of security, going out and really inviting our neighbors, confronting that fear, that, you know, the narrative of hate, and actually listening to others as they talked about our attack and calling it hoax in Washington, and you know, and some neighbors really making fun of us at that moment. But now, really, the truth coming out, and finding out, you know, that these men, you know, that they actually did that and how they did it. You know, it brings a little bit of sense of closure, but it's still the main guy is still missing in Chicago, and we're still waiting to hear more details. Who else was behind it? Why our mosque? There are a lot of questions still not answered. Who are the others in that group that called themselves White Rabbit after they bombed our mosque? These are all details today we found out, and still there are some questions left. But I think we have continued to be resilient and really be active in the community. And as Minnesotans reject this sort of this hateful narrative and these attacks that the white supremacist groups are doing, and that we will overcome. And as a community, we will heal.
Were you in the building at the time of the attack? I know the executive director.
The executive director was there, and there were some worshipers there. They were just preparing to go into the morning prayer. And really, it was two, you know, as I spoken to the executive director, the two windows where he was and the other window were just not that far away. And he's actually had a light on his window. So if there weren't some worshipers in the parking lot that weren't coming at that time, it could have been his window, and we could have been right now, you know, mourning of his loss. So it really closes, you know, brings it home for us. And he couldn't be here today because it was really scary for him, and he didn't want it to go through that emotional trauma again.
I'm sure your community has spoken out about it, but the idea that this attack was born in central Illinois, so far away, have you digested that this wasn't a neighbor, this wasn't local, this?
You know, it's still, there are moments that appears, like we might be in prayer and still be thinking about, is there gonna be another attacker, just like the church, you know, attack and so forth like that. And it's not, you know, knowing that, how did they find out about us? And if they went into the, you know, there's some media channels and people who write about us online and so forth, and with fake news and so forth. Are there some networks out there that could still target us? We don't know. And these are some of the questions we want, you know, to hear and answer and get answered.
We have a few other people that are going to speak, and then we can open up for larger Q&A. I'd like to present Imam Mursal.
Step up a little bit.
Yes,
sir.
My name is Imam Muhammad Mursal, M-O-H-A-M-E-D, Mursal, M-U-R-S-A-L. I'm the chairman of IANA, Islamic Association of North America, an umbrella that has over 30 mosques. And this mosque, Al-Farooq Center, is one of that umbrella. What happened, I think you are all aware, we as a Minnesotans, we as a Muslims reject the hate, and we think we are more stronger than any other time. We are together, and nobody can divide us. And these kind of hate crimes will not give us any solution. So what we as a Muslims invite is coexistence, to live together, to promote love and living together. Thank you.
And then I'll have Amir Malik, our Civil Rights Director, say a few remarks as well. Who's unfortunately from that area.
Yes.
Yep. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Amir Malik, A-M-I-R, last name M-A-L-I-K. And sitting in the court today, it did hit home. I shopped at the Walmart that was robbed as a child because I'm from that area. I went to college in the same city where the women's clinic was attacked. And this to me, when I was sitting there listening to it, I thought about a quote somebody had told me. He said, "I've never met somebody who hates Muslims and loves Mexicans." And I think this is something we're not realizing with radical white supremacists, that it's not that they hate just Muslims. They hate anybody who is different than they are. And unfortunately, for years, not just in this case, federal authorities have not taken seriously the issue of white supremacists and the terrorism that they cause, the fear they put in people. And I hope that now that we've moved past the misinformation that had been given out about the mosque and what really happened in this bombing, I hope that all branches of the government will take more seriously the damage that white supremacists are doing to the foundations of our society.
Amir, are you based in Chicago?
No, I live here now. Okay. But as a child, I lived just right in that area.
Like Mount Vernon, or?
No, I'm from. They mentioned the Watsika Walmart. I grew up about 20 miles south of there.
Okay.